That's just more liquor, huh?
Hey, it's straight tequila. Stout number 3. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We have another collaboration between Pure Project and J. Wakefield Brewing. This is called Fear Leads to Anger.
It certainly does.
It's an imperial stout with cinnamon and caramel. Do you say caramel or caramel?
Personally, I say caramel.
That's the right way to say it.
Yeah, that's,
Let us know down in the comments below, how do you say it? And if you figure out how to type that out, good on you.
Get about 3 comments.
So this is hand brewed and bottled by Pure Project in San Diego, California. And this is batch number 1, bottle date January 2021. I've held on to this for a while, trying to find the right moment, and I feel like this is it.
Okay.
11.6%, so it's a step down from the other beers we've had.
Okay.
This is kind of like that 10-11 range is what I expect from a non-barrel aged stout. And a stout that's not a big brown stout. So not your Guinness, that kind of stuff. How do you feel about the labeling on this?
It's very simple. Just the words "fear leads to anger," and they're kind of leaving a streak in the sky there. It's cool. I mean, as a Star Wars fan myself, it's cool. So I'm excited for it.
Yep, because we all know fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering.
Apparently, it leads to getting drunk too.
Hey, but that's a good one. Let's crack this bottle open. The only thing about Pure Project, I wish they would do a bottle cap with their logo on it. It's just a standard black bottle cap. Nothing wrong with that, but I want a little more.
Finish.
Yeah.
Especially
Now this,
someone who collects the bottle
you can
caps,
see
right?
the caramel they put in there.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what that is. I hope.
Yeah. I
If
hope
not,
that's
we're
what
gonna
that
find
is,
out
too.
right now. Ooh. All right. This looks like that.
Oh my.
That soup at Yoda's house, dude. Now, I remember when Fernando, my buddy at work, thanks Fernando, picked this up for me. He said that there was a little bit of settling with the caramel.
Oh yeah.
So that's what that is.
Yeah, it's chunky.
Oh,
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
There's some chunks in here. Yours looks a little different.
There's chunks.
Okay.
That's caramel. Sometimes I've seen that with marshmallow too. It'll clump up like that in the beer.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let me see what we get here.
I'm not getting a whole lot on the nose.
No. Me either. I'm getting kind of just the generic stout smell
Right.
that you always get.
Maybe a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of caramel, but nothing like popping out.
No.
Well, let's taste it.
All right,
Let's hope it
cheers.
tastes better than it smells.
Yeah, I'm getting the caramel.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe it was because of the first sip that had those chunks in it, kind of. But I really
Could
got
be.
that sip. Let me take a second one. See if it's good.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a stout with cinnamon and caramel. That's it.
Yeah, that's a very strong caramel taste.
I mean, they added real caramel to it.
Yeah, wow, that's really something. I mean, if you're a big caramel person and you're like Stouts, this is really gonna
Are
be.
you not a big caramel person?
I am. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I never really thought about it in my drinks.
And I think about it too. This wasn't bottled yesterday. This is,
Yeah,
this is months old at this point.
it's good though. You know.
I mean, compared to the other 2 stouts that we've had so far, how are you feeling about it?
Well, the other stouts, well, particularly the first one, I just kind of tasted like a generic stout. The second one, was really banana in flavor.
Right.
But those two, they left you, they left you with that stout sort of generic flavor somewhere in there.
This isn't doing that at
And
all.
I'm not getting that from this.
Nope.
It kind of has that caramel just stand out.
That's why I brought this one.
Strong flavor. Yeah.
Pure Project has a very sweet and saccharine sweetness to it.
Yeah.
And all their stouts have that in general.
Uh-huh.
But this one also has that caramel. I'm not getting a lot of the cinnamon though.
Yeah, I'm getting very little cinnamon too.
And do we knock it for that? Do we not knock it for that? I'm just happy to get the caramel in there.
You know, I got a little bit of cinnamon that time. Maybe because you mentioned it, but
Maybe.
felt a little more.
Could be a little bit of confirmation bias.
Yeah. Okay. This has been the most enjoyable one. And on top of that, it has pretty much everything it says it has, right?
But once again, they just say cinnamon and caramel. They're not adding in any maple.
Yeah.
They're not adding maple syrup. They're not adding batter. They're not throwing marshmallows in here.
I know. When you get too bold with all those combinations, something's going to be left behind.
Yep.
This is good, though. No, it's definitely enjoyable.
I mean, I brought this. We're both Star Wars fans. I wanted to get this one here. But also because I knew it would be a different profile than the other two.
Yeah.
I've had some of their beers before from Pure Project, and they just have a distinct, that sweetness to it. I don't know if you're getting that, but there's a sweetness to it up
I'm
front.
definitely getting that distinct sweetness. But here's my thing. Beer is also its name, right? Especially with these specialty beers.
Mm-hmm.
How is this fear leads to anger? That's all I'm saying. It's a nice, sweet, what am I afraid of? And what am I going to be angry about? Because this is just sweet.
That's why
I'm not scared or mad.
now, if this was bourbon barrel aged, have that little bit of that barrel flavor to it, a little bit of that bourbon flavor, that'll start making you fear for your sobriety. You gotta make it at home after that.
Oh, I guess that's the point. Yeah.
That's why I want them to barrel age some of their beers, because they have some good beers, but this is just a normal stout. Put it together, but if you bourbon barrel age some of these, I think it's really gonna enhance some of the flavor.
You know, I'm really getting more of that chunk.
Mm-hmm.
That like you said, that
Glass there, yeah.
that
I
build
don't know if they
up.
can see that, but
Yeah, it's solidifying almost on the top in some areas, and maybe it's because this one was bottled a couple months back.
yep.
But yeah, I'm getting that, and when you get one of those like, kind of solid chunks, it's really strong caramel. And not that it's bad. I mean, if you love it, then
I know she started saying caramel now.
I don't exclusively use one or the other.
That being said, what are you gonna rate this beer?
Well,
Wells are for water, dude. What do we got here? This is a beer.
when it comes to stouts,
You've tasted two other stouts. I brought you non-barrel aged stouts,
yeah,
just so you can see how they taste versus a
this
barrel
has
aged.
been my favorite stout so far, and I think I'm gonna have to give it about a 3 out of 5 because it's pretty good. It doesn't have that strong, overpowering stout sort of flavor that turns me off from stouts.
So you're not a fan of that like coffee, dark chocolate bitterness kind of?
Not particularly. Not
Okay.
in my beers. I mean, I like it in general, but
Right.
when it comes to drinking these beers, it's
Mhm.
it's heavy and it really kind of lingers on. But this one doesn't have it as much, and for me, that's a plus. Obviously, if you're a stout person that really likes that stout flavor, then maybe this would be kind of a letdown. But for me, I really like that, and it's pretty good.
For me, this is gonna get a 4 out of 5 for me. I enjoy the sweetness to it. I've got a real sweet tooth, so I love that. I love the caramel, but it does lose points for not having the cinnamon in it. I mean, I'm not getting that at all. I mean, we had sours earlier that had plenty of cinnamon in them.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as bad as that 903 we had earlier.
Yeah, that one was.
Yeah, we're not going back there again. But this is just, it's a solid beer. But I do think it could use some barrel aging, my personal opinion, because I think it'll help enhance some of those flavors. Give it a little higher ABV. Give it a little,
What was the percentage on this one?
This one is the lowest, I believe, out of all the stouts we've had so far, 11.6%.
Okay.
Not very high.
Mm-hmm.
What I kind of expect for a stout. And I mean, you don't taste the alcohol in there.
No, not particularly. No.
And if I'm going to use my sobriety points on something, it's going to be this beer, not that first one we had.
No, not to keep bagging on the first one, but I mean, it's just, yeah, the 3 we try this
I
one.
mean, but when you compare them, and we've had them back to back to back, and when you compare them, there's just a wide gap in the quality.
There really is, yeah, I agree. This one is more distinct, more unique.
I mean, this would make you want to get some more beers from Beer Project.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Well, that wraps up the stouts I brought for you. How you feeling about stouts now versus hazies and the sours?
Well, it hasn't changed my overall perspective. I do prefer the IPAs first, the hazy IPAs, and then the sours are pretty good. Stouts are kind of down there for me, but you know, these are been pretty good. Except for the first one, it was kind of a letdown personally. But the banana one and this one, they've been an experience. I do enjoy them. They're not my go-to beers. I wouldn't seek out stouts personally. I'll try it just to see how it is, but it's not something I'm going to sit down and I'll enjoy this, you know. This one has been my favorite, the Fearless Anger, and yeah, I appreciate you showing me these, and it's been pretty good. And overall, I'm still going to say stouts are not my favorite. They're not my go-to.
And that's okay. I mean, like I talk about all the time, part of the journey is just trying different beers and seeing what you like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Western IPAs, but I still will try different Western IPAs because you never know. There's going to be that one that really sticks out to you and goes, this will change my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that you're willing to try these different stouts, try these different beers, and experience them, that's what's important. All right, that wraps up Matt's Stout beer review journey. Please like this video, share it with your friends, find us on Instagram and Untapped. Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we upload new videos. And until next time, we're the Brewmatures, trying every beer from around the world, one sip at a time. Well, that's all the beers I brought.
Already?
Or is it? We have 2 bonus beers that I brought.
Oh, shoot. Here we go.
Coming up next time. You good? You need water?
No, I'm good.
That's good.
Are you good?
One sip at a time.
Why are you laughing?
You're like one shrimp at a time. This guy.
You want to try again?
Yep.
I'm going to say one drink at a time for some reason.
Sip.
Sip? Alright. Sip.
All right. Here we go. All right. That wraps up Mount Stout beer review journey. What the hell? Okay. What happened? All right. That wraps up Matt's Stout beer review journey. We're going to keep rolling. Please like this video. Share it with your friends. Find us on Instagram and Untapped. Please subscribe.
Please don't be desperate.
Please, we need it.
Fucking pay me.